Hey guys, how's it going? More BlinkDOTA here. It's Friday night. It is Friday, right? Yeah, it is. Friday night.
Yeah, it is.
We got some
Don't
Limbo
worry.
BlinkDOTA stuff going. Enclave Gaming versus PerilousRAZE. I'm Zambrella, joined by Bateman Dota. I think this could be a good
Hello.
one. I think this could be good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this actually. This will
Like I
be a
think
good Limbo game.
Perilous and Enclave Gaming are two fairly well-known organizations within the UK esports community, and these two teams are probably fairly well matched as well. I think Enclave probably on paper a little ahead on paper, but I think just being best of ones, it could come down to whether they get the draft, teams get the drafts they want, whether they execute it correctly as well. So
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
this could be anyone's game.
Yeah, that's the thing I quite like about best of one. Well, it's not best of one; it's a two-game series, but the fact that they play best of ones is good because it could just go either way. One team could just get hugely outdrafted, and then that's it. But Enclave going for the Death Prophet straight off the bat, strong hero.
Wow, are we like 2 months ago or something? What is this?
I still think it's really strong.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
And they're gonna
but
deny
yeah,
the
true.
Oracle combo with the Death Prophet. They pick up their two supports straight away though.
Okay,
Bold.
that kind of locks in their defensive tri lane a bit, which I imagine they'll be going for, but that's okay. I think they just need to try and... yeah, I don't know. I think that those two support picks, kind of leave Enclave open to just go full push now. Like, Lion and Oracle not the best at wave clearing,
No.
so they'll have kind of a tough time, I think. Unless they get some... Obviously, they go all in on their cores being able to clear out waves and stuff. But I just know from playing support, it's so distressing having to play against, like Nature's Prophet, Death Prophet, and there's nothing you can do really as a Lion. You just have to sit there.
Yeah.
Mana drain stuff.
Enclave get the Venge does help with that push. With the
Yeah,
aura plus
that's another aura.
wave.
I think Perilous need to ban Beastmaster next.
They have first pick. The Lion Beastmaster is really good, so I actually think...
Yeah, true, they could take it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. If they're not going to pick it from themselves, I think it's 100% ban here. Like, Nature's Prophet plus.
Yeah, yeah. They probably get one. They might get one of them. I imagine that's what the Enclave are going to be going for.
It's just it's too strong to miss up, really.
Yeah. Yep. And the Sven being banned. Okay, they're going to take out the Void. Fair enough. I guess Void's Death Prophet is kind of annoying. Just locks people in place so the ghosts can go to work.
There's so many good heroes to ban out at this stage. I think you have to think about what your next 3 picks are going to be and what heroes would be good against that. So ban out heroes. But you're right. I would like to see Prank Control Brats or PerilousRAZE on the guy's side. I should have noticed the fact that they changed that.
Yeah, Midnight's gonna give me an earful. Be like, that's rubbish adminning.
All right, they ban out the
okay.
Ursa. They've got to be picking freaking. No, the Enchantress has been banned out. Maybe
Yeah, they banned it.
Maybe
They
ban
ban AA. Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think they're just scared of maybe having the Ursa to contest Roche really early, because a big part of pushing is being able to take Roche, because you can take Roche really quickly with Ghosts or Exorcism rather.
I still
So
feel
maybe
like
they're
that's
just
a
thinking
fairly-
that. I don't know.
I still think it's
I'm
an
just
interesting ban though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was just trying to think what their thought process was, because Ursa's not too good against push strats because he's just completely single target. So you can just kite him around with all the sort of the stuff, like the Lycan Wolves, if they were going to go that way, or the Treants, or the Sprout even, if they pick Nature's Prophet.
I think the only reason they ban out Ursa because they want to pick up a Phoenix next.
Okay, yeah.
I don't really see any other reason unless someone on PerilousRAZE plays an absolutely insane Ursa.
Yeah, true.
You're talking about wave clear, and Queen of Pain can do a pretty good job of that, especially if she gets the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, that's going to be really useful. She's going to be really good at tempo controlling in the early game, of course, obviously as well. But which is going to be good to try and delay any kind of 5-man potential. Because she can just, if she goes Orchid or something, she can just get a pick off, and then that makes any push strat just infinitely worse. Because you really need all 5 heroes to be there to really pressure.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary picking a Nature's Prophet into Lion and Quap, both with good disables and a lot of burst damage to just wipe him off the map as he's trying to split push.
I do think the Phoenix would actually be fine here, though. They've got no attack speed for now.
Yeah, I think yeah, you're right.
They are ranged heroes, but
yeah, I think like a level when you see a level 16 or Death Prophet and Phoenix, that's pretty terrifying to fight into. Yeah, okay, they're gonna go Shadow Shaman as well.
They're committing.
Yeah. Yeah. This is I think that does signal the full commitment of the push strat.
Fairly certain Perilous have realised this now. I wonder what.
Well, they should. I think they should have from the first 2 picks, and I think Queen of Pain is. I think Queen of Pain's kind of a solution to it. Queen of Pain's also really good at getting on top of the Shadow Shaman. Because Shadow Shaman's really terrifying with Death Prophet, because you can just walk at towers, and sometimes you can do T1, T2 back to back with the 2 ults. But on the other hand, if he doesn't get decent levels, and then he feels very, very useless and just like food for the cause of the other team. So I'd like to see them try and really get on top of him.
This is where Perilous, maybe they look towards something either like an anti-mage or an Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit good at clearing the creep waves, or anti-mage you can just split push so quickly it kind of makes the push of the 5-man push of the Radiant kind of pointless in a way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that you need to. The Quap will obviously have to create a lot of space for an AM, and the AM is good. I feel like games like that still go really down to the wire, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously it's good, but I'd like to see them maybe try and take on the push strat a bit more head on, but maybe you just can't do that really. Like Elder Titan, that's a hero.
I remember seeing. Did I see one of those the other day?
Yeah. It was like that 5-man Earth
splitter.
Fuck
yeah, that was so good.
the like creamed. It was so good. But okay, Tidehunter.
Alright,
Tidehunter's got a good bit of wave clear.
Yeah, add to the team fight potential as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like if Team Enclave, they're setting up, maybe thinking about put the wards down, Tidehunter just boom, Ravage, Sonic Wave, Lion Fingers someone, and suddenly you're two heroes down or something. Well, that one.
Yeah, I
one
totally
big
agree.
core.
That was the point I was literally just going to make. Is very similar to that. Is that Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman want really long, drawn-out fights. So Death Prophet can get the full value out of her exorcism, but if you just blink Ravage someone and then, as you say, Quap ult them, Lion ult them, then they feel very useless, those heroes, because they just die. But they're going to have now the Gyrocopter to back them up a bit.
He can definitely fight early with his early magic damage, and he scales well into the late game. So
yeah, I think this is a good draft from Enclave in the sense that it puts the pressure on Perilous, I think, because Perilous, don't get me wrong, like they can easily take fights. It's just very, very dependent on them getting the jump on Enclave, if you see what I mean, because they can just set up a siege on a tower. If they have everything in position, then when Perilous comes to defend, they just drop the wards, drop the exorcism, drop the cooldown, and it's just like just walk at you, and it's terrifying.
Anti-Mage actually gets banned out.
Yeah, I wonder if they realised it was their pick.
Seems interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be banned out by Team Enclave.
I don't know where that anti-mage would go for Enclave, but sure. Yeah, Slark's really good as well. Again, if he goes Shadow Blades, he can pick off Venge and Shadow Shaman and again just stop them from pushing. Okay.
That's why they banned the anti-mage.
Ah, right. Just in case that Enclave were like, should we sneak in?
How would they even have run it?
They wouldn't have, I think, but I think that Perilous are just scared. They were just like, better to be safe than sorry. Maybe.
Alright. Well, I still see a
I
gaping hole
guess.
now. Nyx Assassin in the offlane for Team Enclave. Mana Burn against
Yeah, you're right.
Also strong against Oracle Lion and Queen of Pain.
Yep, 3 intelligence for Perilous. You're very right. I think it's.
whether they have a Nyx
I think it would
player.
be okay.
I don't think Nyx is particularly tricky to play, so you know. I'm just trying to think of other mana burning heroes. Yeah, Nyx
Oh
Assassin.
yeah, nice.
I mean, it was like the.
Yeah.
I think it was the only option.
It's
Really,
just-
they were
yeah.
looking for an offlane hero and mana burn to deal with Juicer. It's not like.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, it is a strong counter, but I don't think it's not like an AM which like scales really well against it.
No, the mana burn does scale really well though. Once
Yeah.
you get it to level 4,
But
it's
it's just
actually
like-
really
Oh, it's true.
high.
It's on like a 4-second cooldown as well.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, especially if you get like an Ether Lens and an Axe.
Yeah.
You can just
It's good.
spam that.
But we'll see how this how Nyx Assassin
Yeah.
does. But here we are, just one game. It's just a 1-game series. Well, it's kind of best of 2 played non-consecutively. But Team Enclave going up against Perilous Ruin. It says pranks, whatever, but it's not. It's Perilous Ruin. PerilousRAZE. It's not Perilous Ruin. It's PerilousRAZE. And yeah, this is set to be a pretty interesting match. So here we go. On the Radiant side, Team Enclave. We've got is this Smell? Call him Smell. On the Shadow Shaman. We've got Yell on the Gyrocopter. I'm going to keep calling them Element because it's at the end. Like, why is it at the end? Anyway, Brit Saint playing
Right,
Death
yeah.
Prophet. Baggins on the Vengeful Spirit. And finally, XZZ on the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, and for Perilous, we've got Pablo on the mid lane Queen of Pain. We've got Fabled on the Oracle behind him. Playing the Medusa is going to be Out of My Mind. On the line, Devitt, who's just going to be right-clicking down this Nyx Assassin. And finally, we got Tidehunter, who did manage to get his ward down. Yeah, so he managed to get a ward down at the bot lane. And then he's going to get back and try and block the creeps. So he's going to have a real scary time in lane, I think.
Tied.
Tide is, yeah.
Oh, and the Observer Ward gets dewarded.
And
as
yeah,
well.
the Observer Ward's gone instantly. So that's frustrating.
Nyx didn't even get his down. In fact, he just put his up here. And just gonna see the Queen of Pain get that 100 rune. The Dire and the Death Prophet get hers in the Radiant. I guess fairly even mid matchup. I guess it probably favors the Death Prophet just a little bit just because she has the spam with the Crypt Swarm. And actually, she has a silence which deals really well against the Queen of Pain later on into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And what Queen of Pain likes to do is, early on, possibly with some rotations, get aggressive, blink up on top of her enemy and throw out the dagger and then get some more right clicks. But Death Prophet will probably just turn around and Spirit Siphon you, and then you're like, shit, I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I was going to say. I think it should be kind of a farm trade ultimately, because
Yeah.
a Queen of Pain really can't go for this kill unless she maybe has a lion come in behind her and chain the stun and the hex really well. Because you're right, especially the thing is like the more heroes you bring to gank Death Prophet, the more Spirit Siphons she has in a way. So it's just like more health she's getting back. It's really hard to gank her.
Top lane, Nyx hasn't leveled anything up yet, but he's been stunned up twice now. There's lots of right-click damage does come in. Remember, he does have that 3 base regen, 3 HP base regen. I'm upset
And
he
the
hasn't
3
gone
armor
for the.
as well.
Yeah, I'm upset he hasn't gone for the double mango build.
Yeah, true.
I really like it. It means you're sitting
Yeah,
on
I
like
think it's so
5.1
good.
HP regen.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can't get pushed out of the lane really.
It's hard, yeah.
And you can trade with the supports really well. Like he'd be able to right click Lion here a bit more, I think.
Where's that the Spike Carapace? I don't think he should have used it then.
There's a bit yeah.
'Cause it
It's
is a
okay,
long
it's not that
cooldown.
much mana. But yeah, you're right, it's a long cooldown.
And it means he can't go into lane now, like feel safe going into
But they've
lane for the
pulled,
20
so-
seconds. It's
And maybe he realizes that he can't be there anyway. I don't know. We're going to see
having a-
Tide,
yeah,
similarly
equally
bad
hard
time. He's just going to get clicked by Venge.
At least he's nearly got level 2, I guess. Mid lane is even though. The,
Yeah.
Death Prophet having 9 last hits, the Queen of Pain 8. It should look like the safe laners should have pretty much just complete free farm.
Yeah. Unless we get smoke from Enclave, from the Venge and the Shadow Shaman. They look like they want to try and deal with this quap.
Got a
So they're
DD
gonna
rune on
smoke.
Shadow Shaman.
Go the long way round. And this should, I mean, If they manage to get the jump on her, this should be a kill, really.
Yeah, I don't see
With
why they
the-
wouldn't be able to do it with the Shadow Shaman. I'm guessing he's probably going to go for the Shackles level 1.
Yeah,
They need that
I
longer
assume he
lockdown.
will.
Plus the Spirit Siphon, the Crypt Swarm. It should be enough, but Venge has to get
Oh,
into range.
no.
And Queen of Pain, even forcing some TP rotations in. I'm surprised because Queen of Pain
She was
could
definitely fine, yeah.
easily
She could have blinked as well, yeah.
Like, the Venge stun is really obvious when it comes out, so...
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
kind of
just-
it's
yeah, I
probably like
don't-
one of these things where, as a support, you see the rotations in and you just instantly TP because sometimes you have to.
Yeah, I think it's better. It's just having those quick reactions, definitely. Instead, because sometimes the moment you click on, you say like click on your mid lane, consider it for 5 seconds, like it's already too late.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just instantly TP'd, then you would have saved.
Sorry, mate.
Especially with
Couldn't
a
have
hero
done
like
anything.
Oracle.
Highest found is level 3 now. Nyx Assassin also level 3. Looks like the
Oh, that's pretty
creep,
good.
creep wave management didn't quite go in favor of either team.
Yeah.
Plus side. No, the supports have been able to pull. They've got their level 2.5. Pretty standard Dota here, to be honest. Nothing out of the ordinary, which it doesn't really surprise me. These two teams are confident in how to play the meta, how to play the Dota at the moment. So
Yeah, I think Enclave will be particularly happy with this laning stage, because it just allows them to find their levels, find the farm, find the key items they need to hit some kind of timing window for a push. Although, yeah, so now we're going to see the two supports on the other side smoke up. Let's see if their gank can be any more successful. Although Death Prophet's farming this camp at the moment, so she might just completely dodge them.
Maybe the call was made. The two supports are missing. They're not in lane. They're not harassing me in this top
Yeah,
lane.
exactly.
Something's going on.
That's the
Death
thing
Prophets.
about these static laning stages. It's very, very obvious when two supports go missing. I think that's probably why Pablo survived as well. Because before they're sticking so close to this gyro. They're not really. I mean, they're oh, okay. So they're actually getting some stacks up. Baggins is stacking up for the gyro. So that's good. It's good to be a bit, elusive as a support, not just sit next to your carry. Keep the mid laner in fear.
And just smoked up once again, but solo smoke now. I think the players here, like, if the Death Prophet can somehow force the Queen of Pain into thinking she can go on him, go on the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to bait the Queen of Pain
But you
to blink
can't
aggressively, but how?
For sure. But I don't. But if Pablo's smart, he really should never be doing that. I don't think. Because of what we were talking about with the Spirit Siphon. If he gets on the Death Prophet, he's just gonna Spirit Siphon and walk it off.
I think this Dire Ward would have just spotted the smoke breaking on the Venge. Maybe.
Well, I think it sees into there. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows. He's going to throw out the dagger. He's got the Sonic Wave ready on the Venge, but Venge has got a stun. Going to throw out the Wave of Terror. Sonic Wave needs to be used now. He's going to be used. The stun comes out at the same time. But alas, if you're an Enclave fan there, the first blood is going to be drawn by Pablo on the Queen of Pain, just right-clicking down the enemy support there.
That's upsetting.
What was the Death Prophet?
Because Death Prophet went. Well, I was just about to say that Brit Saint went for the bot rune at the same time, and so he was just like nowhere near to be able to do anything. Because I thought he was going to come in and be able to kill Quat.
Yes, my answer. The question was answered. This ward did indeed spot out.
Yeah, I think it
As
sees.
the smoke broke. It doesn't see into the tree line, but the smoke
but
faded
it sees,
just as
like,
she
enough.
moved into
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Tide's actually managed to take out this most of this stack actually, which is quite good for him.
Shame it's not the big creeps, but
No, he's sitting at level 4 with an Iron Talon and boots, so he's just gonna go back and do what offlaners do, take out the camps, try and get a few more levels, a bit more farm.
after the offlaners did get zoned out in the sort of first minute and a half, they've found some decent levels, and they'll be level 6 around the 8-minute mark, which for an offlaner against a defensive tri-lane is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Harry, Medusa's. I saw this another game in the scrub tier, but Medusa only sitting on 31.
Whoa.
No, only sitting on 31 CS versus the 43 of the gyro, and I think Medusa seems like maybe a deceptively hard hero to last hit with, maybe.
Yeah, I think she she also can't. She obviously doesn't have flat cannon either, so which is actually quite a big factor because he can just if he has a big wave, he can just flat cannon it, gyro.
Yeah.
And similarly, he can quickly take out jungle camps. But yeah, you're right. Like, it's a combination of that as well as Medusa just.
Well, her attack animation is nowhere as good as Gyro's, because Gyro is almost a melee hero once you get used to the fact that it's like an almost instant projectile.
Yeah, exactly.
Not too bad, as Queen of Pain's got to be careful. Might try and bait in the Vengeful Spirit once again, but there's backup. Shadow Shaman gets the Hex in, looking for the Shackles. The Silence is there, also there from the Deathblow, but in comes the Tide. Doesn't quite have his level 6 yet. So there's going to be enough to force back the Queen of Pain, but plus 2 TP rotations as well. Venge getting dangerously low there to the dagger, but she'll be fine.
It's all a bit cagey.
Only 1 kill.
Yeah, they're just playing very conservative, just trying to make sure that their cores get the farm that they need. But yeah, I think this is favouring Enclave at the moment, as Jara's going to make a rotation up top actually, and Medusa's out of mana.
Oh, she could be in trouble here. The mana burn from the Nyx Assassin, pretty painful. Now takes a full Rocket Barrage to the face. She's continuing to running. Where's the TP support coming? I see a line smoked up, trying to get there as fast as possible. It's not going to be quick enough. This Nyx did land that stun very nicely. Divit might try and turn around, get a kill on the Nyx, but Nyx just a bit too tanky. Now with the headdress as well. Got a lot of HP regen. Is this going to be like a fast mech for Nyx or something?
I think it's going to be a Vlad's, because so they can just push basically.
That's
I
good
think,
idea.
or it could be a mech as well for that exact same purpose. But he has like 400 mana pool right now. Yeah. He's not going to be able to do anything if he has to pop mech. He's gone for arcanes though, so it's a bit better now. But I think he should just go for a Vlad's. Then when they hit 6 on Shaman, which is quite a long way off actually.
Yeah.
So he's been forced to keep this gyro safe for the time being, but now they're going to free up the lane and give him some experience. This is just, which is really good efficiency from Enclave.
Yeah. Something to point out, Death Prophet did have a much better mid lane, currently doubling the net CS of Queen of Pain.
Oh wow.
It's just her ability to spam out the creep wave so much easier with the Crypt Swarm, and she's been going back to those jungle camps. Meanwhile, bottom lane, here really cooldown. Moloch's in some trouble. He does have the Ravage, but not going to be able to get it off due to the shackles now. Queen of Pain is going to be forced to blink defensively back towards that T2 tower in the bottom lane. And with the rotation of the Death Prophet, mana are up for the Exorcism. He's going to commit it to try and get their first tower of the game. Meanwhile, top lane, maybe this might be a call for Medusa and Lion to push the top lane, but Nyx Assassin, now with Max Impale, can clear out creep waves pretty quickly.
Yeah, he should be able to defend this.
From the Lion. He's a bit low, only 320 hit points, and they've got fairly good vision. I say they, Enclave, have good vision, but they're going to back off, and now the Ravage is going to come through, but it connects on no one, it seems. Let's see, unfortunately, it's not going to catch it. Oh, Shaman TP's out all the way back to base as well. It's a disaster.
That is a disaster. That's really, really bad. I think Tide was trying to, they're trying to do what I was about to say they should do, which is really hit these timing window cooldown for the cooldowns on Death Prophet. So when you see her pop Exorcism, you've just got to wait it out and then instantly go, because that's most of the hero's usefulness is Exorcism. But yeah, just misses everyone, and then Shaman just cheekily
TP's out.
Yeah, so it's a bit annoying. They're not. I think the pressure's starting to be applied here from Enclave, and Perilous are going to have to try and do something to respond. Otherwise, I think they're just going to have... Oh, look at this. Baggin's right on it. Knows exactly where the Lion just warded. So yeah, just denying them everything. Yeah, I think Perilous are going to have to do something to try and... Because at the moment they're just getting... I don't know. Like, look, and they even forced this Lion 2 TPs up here, and now they're just backing away. So Lion's just stuck here for a little bit next to Medusa.
Yeah.
Frees up the map elsewhere, so they can push in bot, as they're doing now.
It was put down to about 300 hit points, and now the right clicks of the Gyrocopter should be enough to take it down and make it fall to the ground. And there we go, Gyrocopter getting himself just under 400 gold there. Silence onto the Queen of Pain, but Queen of Pain was already running away. It's enough to
she's just going to back
scare
off,
I guess.
Yeah, and look at then look, another 2 heroes just walk in to the mid lane, and Death Prophet just says, "Okay, I'll just run away, and I'll even smoke with my 2 supports."
He's got exorcism in 3 seconds. Are they gonna go? They're gonna go to Roche?
I think Roche is a good a good shout actually.
A wave of terror. They got shackles,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, they can just use exorcism as well.
And then exorcism.
Yeah, which just takes it down. But okay, they're gonna look for Tide in the Ancients, I think, is what they were, or in the or in this camp here. They're gonna wrap around.
Gotta be careful. The stun's gonna come through, and the silence as well. Are there gonna be any TP rotations? The first Spirit Siphon plus the shackles should be enough to bring him down very quickly. And Queen of Pain decides, nope, this isn't for me. I'm gonna get back. Farming this mid lane. And early game, looking at the net worth, thoroughly favoring Team Enclave here. It's over 4k net worth lead and 3k experience. They've done a really good job of moving around the map a lot more efficiently, I think. Nyx.
That's kind of the annoying thing against playing against these sort of lineups, is that if the laning stage goes well for them, Enclave I'm talking about, if the laning stage goes reasonably well for them, it feels like they have a huge advantage going into the mid game, because they can just walk at towers, and because Perilous don't have a huge amount of wave clear, it's kind of difficult to actually defend these towers. And then you can't really pick them off because they're all together, so you have to team fight them, but their team fight is stronger because they have more levels and more gold, so it kind of just, I think it has the potential to spiral downwards very quickly for Perilous.
And it's going to be a mech for the Nyx, by the way.
Okay.
It's just, he's bought the Buckler now. There's Death Prophet using Exorcism, and then the Ravage once again. It catches on 2 this time. The Sonic Wave through 2 as well. Britsate could be in a lot of trouble. No Exorcism Ghost coming back to him just yet, so no heals there. The Anchor Smash plus the Queen of Pain damage should be enough. Good 2-man stun coming out there from XEZ. He's going to get Anchor Smashed up, but walks underneath his T1 tower in the mid lane. But great defense there from the Dire side. Perilous really managing to hit the 2-man Ravage this time.
Yeah, and taking advantage of the fact that not all 5 of them were there. That's the kind of the caveat to what I was just saying just before that happened, is that they can just push towers with relative ease, but you have to have every single hero there, or like 4 at least, because you can't just do it with 2. And I think they're just being a bit greedy there, thinking they could just take the tower for free. But I guess they get Ravage for it, so kind of trades maybe.
TP rotations to the top lane. They want to try and catch out the Avengers. Shadow Shaman gets the shackles onto the Medusa, but this TP rotation is trying to save her. The stun comes out once again, plus the cooldown. It's going to slow on 2 heroes as Oracle. ETPs in as well, gets slowed up by the second missile, but it's not really that much damage. And the gank onto Medusa doesn't quite work out this time. Meanwhile, mid lane could be pressured once again. Tower down very low, not in deny range at the moment. I think Lion, even though he's got level 6 plus finger ready, he's going to get himself out of there.
He just wants to leave that, definitely.
I'm going to have to try so hard. Been listening to Sir Action Slacks play Dota, and he calls Finger the Stinky Pinky.
Oh my god. That is horrible.
I have to be so hard not to say it in this cast.
Well, you've just failed. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm just warning people, that's why. If it just comes out of nowhere. It's not just because like I'm disgusting.
Weird. Yeah. I think Fable's gonna get caught out here.
Yeah, Nyx goes for the attack, the stun, got the mana burn as well if he wants to go for it. Gyrocopter's gonna give Gyrocopter the kill with the Rocket Barrage.
Nice, that should be the T1 top as well. Again, just play. Yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't do this. Just take all the T1s, then slowly work their way down to the T2s. And unless Perilous do anything about it, it's just kind of gonna happen like that, I think.
Yep.
Which puts so much pressure on this Medusa, because she's going to be struggling to find farm.
It looks like Perilous are going to try and find a trade here, try and take the mid tower over the top tower, but the ward's commit to being in. They take it so quickly now. TP's coming in. Tide, he doesn't have Ravage. He does now. He does get silence up the swap. They're going to stun him up. He does get the Ravage off. It catches so many heroes, and that finger blowing up the Oracle. Not the Oracle, the Venge. It's going to be a traders. Wow, Gyrocopter gets so aggressive here. Oracle saving Devit for now with that false promise, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Gyrocopter looks to go for more. Ooh, the implosion destroying the line there. It was a great Ravage, but there was no more follow-up damage.
Yeah,
3 for 1.
All they had was the Sonic Wave, which is only level 1. Oh, he's nearly level 2. That's really... he's nearly level 11, sorry. That would have been a good boost of damage, but yeah, with that Gyro TPing in as well, it's so difficult. And he's really farmed right now.
BK net worth, SNY,
He's-
working towards that BKB.
Yeah, he's well on his way to being so hard to deal with.
What do you think
They
of
have
the Death
nothing that goes
Prophet's-
through BKB, really.
What do you think of Death Prophet's Atos?
I think it's okay. It's kind of, she can kind of go. Yeah. I mean, I'd prefer maybe like a drum or something, like drum into Yules maybe. That's just what I think is better on her. But yeah, I mean, it tanks her up. It means she can just stand in front of the tower and not have to get pushed off it too much.
Yeah, I really like
obviously
it.
the active is good. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Especially as Deuce is looking to go for Lincoln's.
Yeah, true. That's a good
Super
point.
easy way of cancelling it. The range on it is insane.
And the cooldown
as well.
not very much, is it? It's like 12 seconds.
That means you get the more important spells like the Venge Swap, the Shadow Shaman's Hex, and Shackles.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, arguably Yules would probably do similar, but you're right. I think there's
Yeah.
like kind of in a situation where she could have gone for any of those sort of popular items. The Yules.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anyone is
Drums.
better than the other, really, in this situation. I think, I do think that Atos is maybe a little bit greedier in some ways because the build-up is worse than the drums. But because she's had so much space to farm it, it doesn't matter at all. She can just go for it, if you see what I mean.
And they're going to use
It's
Atos
kind of
now,
annoying being
Medusa.
stuck.
It just allows her to get such a long-range Spirit Siphon, and the cooldown as well. Gonna slow down Juicer. Juicer needs to use that ultimate if she wants to survive, but she's got no mana. Gonna TP out. Do they have anything to cancel it? This is where you need the Yules.
Oh, yeah.
Gets
This
out.
is where you need the Yules. Venge and Shadow Shaman just a little bit too far behind there to get any stuns out on her. And Perilous are going to use this opportunity to get the T1 tower for themselves at mid after that big commitment up top and not getting the Medusa.
And there we were saying Atos, man, pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah.
The thing is though, like there's about 5 disables on Enclave side. The stun and swap from the Venge, the Hex and Shackles from Shadow Shaman, and the stun from Nyx. So like another disable, it's not like they've only got 1 or 2 stuns on their side.
Yeah,
So.
I think it was a case of their Venge and Shadow Shaman just being a little bit too far behind as opposed to the item choice. Because she probably would have used her anyway, like already, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Instead
She would
of
have
the
used to start with to break. Well, no, she doesn't have Lincolns yet, but you see what I mean? Just to like keep her in position. So she probably wouldn't have had the Yules anyway. But yeah, everyone rotating to this T2, aren't they?
Yeah, in this top lane. They've got the Serpent Wards if they want to drop it. They've also got the Exorcism as well. So
Yeah.
they can probably use one or the other. They probably don't need to use both. They're going to go with the
Oh, okay.
using both. Just full on commit, alright.
Fair enough. Not sure if they needed to do that necessarily because now they have neither of those spells.
Tide goes for the Ravage, catches out just the Death Prophet. If they can blow her up, they got the Sonic Wave if they need to use it. It could have hit on so many, but the stun there from the Nyx Assassin was huge. He's going to throw out the Sonic Wave, and Monarch is actually just going to TP the hell out of there while taunting with the backstroke, but the implosion of the Queen of Pain, Shadow Shaman gets the kill for that. Oh man, they were
Counter
set up
Ravage
so
from the
close.
Nyx. I think Nyx caught more heroes than Tide did.
Yeah, Tide only got
Didn't
one,
he?
the Death Prophet. But
Yeah.
that was fine. If they could have blown up the Death Prophet, which they so nearly did, all they needed that
It's
last
just that
Sonic Wave.
swap. Yeah.
No, it wasn't even that. It was the stun was the
She
main
got
thing as
swapped
well.
out, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, but not before
Right,
the
right.
stun from Nyx came out, I think.
Right, okay, yeah. Yeah,
they
it was a
obviously
combination of both
communicated-
those things.
Tide Ravage, Lion Finger, then follow up with the Sonic Wave would have been easily
Yeah.
enough damage to blow her up, but the stun
Yeah.
from Nyx came out probably similar time that the swap came out. The swap wasn't like the longest range, so I think the Sonic Wave would have gone off anyway.
Yeah, it's just really hard to play against. I think it's just really hard to play against Enclave's lineup, honestly.
Ridiculous.
Because yeah, like Perilous did everything right there in a sense. They realized that both ultimates had been committed. They realized that they had to blow up the Death Prophet instantly.
Yeah.
If they blow up the Death Prophet there, it's still going to be tough, but it's going to be an easier fight because you don't have all the ghosts killing your whole team, and you can run away from the wards.
Couple of big items coming up for Enclave now. They've got the Guardian Greaves on the Nyx Assassin and the BKB complete for Gyro. But on the other
Yeah, that's
side,
gonna be
that's going to be
big.
Lincoln's for Deucer. I guess that helps.
I don't really know what it helps with, to be honest, this game.
No.
I get it. They've got so many single target disables. Like, it's actually crazy. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she should have gone for an SNY or something.
Is the mana burn.
Yeah, true, but they can always just save it if you see, can't they?
It does require a bit more team coordination, and if you see it being popped, you can.
I mean, but I think Enclave are more than capable of doing that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I guess it's just like forcing them to do it instead of just letting them have everything they want. Like letting them get every spell off for free. It's saying, okay, well, you're gonna have to make sure you pop this Linken's first.
And of course, it's not like a particularly bad item either.
No, it's a great. It's
filled up with the ultimate orb.
Yeah, it's really good. And they're gonna 5-man smoke here.
This Tide actually has a fair bit of farm. Thinking about it, he's got the arcanes plus the mechanism already.
Yeah, it's just lacking that.
Away, and we're gonna have a fight here. The Ravage catches out so many, but Gyrocopter with the BKB and a huge cooldown. It catches everyone on the Serpent Wars. This is not a good fight now for Perilous. A big ultimate from Juicer does turn people to stone, but is it really enough? They lose the Death Prophet for now, but they're still onto the Medusa, and everyone is dead now on PerilousRAZE's side. And this is going to be at least a tower, or looking towards the Roshan pit, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to take Roche and consolidate. I mean, that was, like, could not have gone worse for Perilous there. They just run into them on that hill. Gyro manages to BKB and stop the Tide from ravaging him, so he's just free to kill everyone at the back. Medusa survives for a decent amount of time and actually manages to stone gaze Gyro, but by that time, her whole team were dead, and she's only got a Linken's. It didn't really make that much of a difference.
I think this just shows us how far ahead Enclave Gaming are. They get 5-man ravaged, a big ultimate from the Juicer as well, but they still win the team fight.
They can't do anything, and yeah, I mean, I obviously don't want to be too negative and say like, the game's over, but it's just, I really do feel from that, given the way the laning stage went, Enclave had, like, even though it wasn't showing necessarily in the net worth experience, they just had such an insane lead because of the way their lineup executes, so they can just hit this window that they're doing right now, and they're forcing Perilous to do stuff like that. They're forcing them to smoke at the T3 I can't really remember how much their lanes were pushing in, but they don't have great vision, like, so they don't really know where they are. So they were kind of just blind smoking and saying, look guys, we've got to do something soon, otherwise we're just going to lose all our towers.
Yeah. And
so I think that's Enclave have done well to force them into that situation. It's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't do that, then you're going to get all your towers gone. If you do it, then you run the risk of getting team wiped, which is what just happened. And then they get a Roche and consolidate their lead even more. I think what Perilous need to do now is just accept that all their T2s are just gone basically, and they have to try and get some kind of really good high ground defense off, where Tide gets a 5-man Ravage, Quap gets a 5-man Sonic Wave, and like Oracle stays alive to false promise the Deucer.
So massive awards going to be used, not in conjunction now with the Exorcisms. They take the 2-tower in the mid lane.
Yeah, now they can take the T2 bot as well.
Juice actually has to be careful there. There is going to break the Lincolns, go for the Yules now, which was purchased for the Death Prophet. Ultimate from Medusa is not going to be forthcoming. She's stunned up, shackled for a long time, but now she can turn it on with the False Promise, the Ravage. It catches out everyone on the side of Team Enclave now. The Echo Smash trying to reduce the damage of the Gyrocopter, but we are going to see the Medusa implode. The Sonic Wave comes through, finishes off the Vengeful Spirit now, and the Gyro is dangerously low. He's going to get mana drained up for now. He's just turning and fighting because he's got the Aegis. It doesn't matter if they bring him down. He's still alive, being kept alive for a little bit longer by the Purifying Flames. Not really what the Oracle wants to do is Pablo's forced to blink himself away. The 2 heroes left on Perilous very low are going to be forced back, shepherded into their fountain. The last outer tower on the side of PerilousRAZE does go down.
Yeah, it was nearly so good actually. Nearly a really, really good fight from Perilous. I was watching the health bars of Enclave halfway through that fight, and they all just got like to below 50% at one point. They were all so nearly dead after that Ravage Sonic Wave combo, but they just didn't have the damage after that to finish off, because Medusa just doesn't have anything at this stage.
On the fight recap,
that's the difficulty.
The Sonic Wave did 2,659 damage.
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. That is a 5-man, isn't it? No,
Pretty much.
yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know whether I don't know if it was that Queen of Pain did 2,560 whatever damage.
Oh, okay, right.
But
But
most
it's
of
on-
that
well,
must have been the Sonic Wave.
Regardless, it's still like a four man. Yeah, exactly. They just hit their combo perfectly, and yeah, that's a difficulty that Enclave, or that's a risk Enclave run by being this far ahead, I guess, is because they were a little bit out of position because Shadow Shaman just sort of YOLO'd in there to get on the Medusa, but then they managed to turn it. But yeah, they're so far ahead that it doesn't really matter. They can kind of afford to do that sort of thing. Maybe if that had been on the high grounds,
Yeah.
like that would have gone a bit differently.
He does have Blink now, so he can initiate a lot more effectively.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot better. He's going to be able to get a much better Ravage off, and I think the key part about getting this Blink Dagger is actually managing to Ravage the Venge or the Nyx on the back lines. So Death Prophet's going to be up front. So, and then, because that's what's been saving her, as we were talking about in that top fight at the T2.
Yeah.
Venge swap and Nyx stun. Because if Tide can get behind their defensive line, as it were, and disrupt that, then they have a much better chance of taking the fight.
I think it also allows Perilous to actually initiate themselves. Like, there's been really good Ravages catching out 4 or 5 people, but if they'd maybe been a second or two earlier, maybe the fight would have gone differently. Maybe
exactly.
Perilous could fight on their terms, and with this Blink, maybe that's what they can do now. There's 3 heroes from Team Enclave. They smoked up, moving around the Dire's secret shop, get some aggressive wards down. They could go for the D ward if they wanted to.
It would reveal them, though.
Oh, was that 2? That was 2 Dire sentries put down in similar locations.
Where? Where and where? Where are you talking about?
2 Radiant. You see me ping?
Yeah, oh, right, yeah.
Radiant. Oh, no, wait. No, it's a Radiant.
No.
Why can't
It's a Radiant and a Dire one. The Dire know that they put that ward there.
My bad. I'm going colorblind. I was kind of like looking at the colors and not the health bars, and it confused me.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so just to go back to what you were saying about the initiation on their terms, I think that's kind of what I was trying to talk about in the draft, is that they will be able to control these team fights if they get the jump. At the moment, they haven't been able to control the team fights quite to their timing that they would like. So as you said, like the Ravage has just been like a little bit too late, and they've already got key spells off, and they've already been able to set up in a defensive way to deal with it. Because if he Blink Ravages and then just runs at the Venge, like she has to just run away and then can't save anyone. I think that's how Tide is going to so then that buys the space for Lion to get in and try and finger the Death Prophet, or Queen of Pain to Sonic Wave her, and then once you get that Death Prophet out of the way, then you can kind of go from there, and it gives you a much better chance to win the fight. Because at the moment, if Death Prophet's allowed to just stand around with Exorcism on, there's not a whole lot they can do. It's really, really tough.
The Medusas go for a Maelstrom. I like this.
Yeah.
Like, normally you'd see like a maybe Yasha into Skadi, or a straight Skadi, but if you go like Skadi, it increases your mana pool. So, not to mention the fact that wave clearing becomes a lot easier with a Maelstrom.
Yeah, for sure. I think they've realised they need to turtle.
And it counters the Nyx, stops the mana burn doing so much.
Because you have less mana, as it were. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's a good item to pick up at this stage in the game, because they need to basically unfortunately the state of the game is they need to wait for the lanes to push into their T3s, and then just have Medusa go and right click them out. It's obviously not the ideal situation, because that gives Enclave just have full control of the map right now. They can farm their jungle, they can farm the lanes, they can farm the Dire jungle. So I think they're in a really commanding position. But I think Perilous should have been prepared for this situation with the Medusa pick into the lineup of Enclave, because that's kind of it's kind of the way the game inevitably plays out, if all other things being equal, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
The Medusa side will just turtle. and try and get off a big high ground defense, and the pushing side will try and maximize what they can out of the map, take Roche, and eventually try and break high ground. And that's going to be the key to Enclave winning this game. Is just if they can break the high grounds, because that's really going to. I think it's going to be a big impact in terms of map control and space, but also a psychological impact for Perilous. That we can't hold with our big combo, so it feels over at that stage. But they're doing good for now.
Team Enclave, they got to be careful if they do overextend by trying to push high ground. They could
for sure
really
they've
give a lot over.
Yeah, we've seen kind of nearly the Perilous combo go off and team wiping, which is obviously the ideal scenario, but not quite. But now they've got a few more levels, a few more items. They can maybe go for something.
Oh, they're just trying to TP out, but they got no way to cancel it. They could have committed the Ravage if they wanted to.
Yeah, that would have been. I think that would have been a really big win for Enclave. I think they just then walk at the mid and put down wards and an exorcism. If they use
I think
Ravage.
they're waiting for Roshan, and that means that if they did use Ravage there'll be no Ravage for the potential Roshan fight.
I don't think Perilous are contesting this rush.
No,
honestly.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
If you're like old
I
Avengers
see what you mean.
maybe we could fight 4v5. But...
Yeah, but no, I think that. Well, yeah, Avenge dies there. Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe. But I still think they just walk at high ground and just skip Roche because Ravage is down.
Well,
Ravage is such a massive part. Yeah, and they're just going to get that for free. Yep. They shouldn't really need to commit wards or exorcism here, I don't think.
No, definitely not. Especially as Venger's got Medallion.
Yeah, and Aura and Wave of Terror, and yep, she's doing good. Gyro with the MKB, BKB, S and Y, and now building into the Butterfly. He is very, very far ahead.
He's 9-0-8. I should also say the Nyx is 4-0-10, and they're going to move into Roshan now. And Nyx Assassin's finished that Ags. There's Ags now on the Shadow Shaman along with a Blink. Kind of ridiculous. As Nyx is going to take a defensive position in a little crevice in the river, but.
You know what the annoying thing is about this Gyro on Enclave is it's like the perfect hero for Perilous to have.
Yeah.
In a way. It would have been so good for them if they'd had a Gyrocopter in this game. It's like great wave clear, great team fight. But yeah, so it's not the way the draft went. So now Enclave are gonna group up in this mid lane, I'm guessing, and just look to try and break this high ground.
They've now got the complete Octarine core on Brit Saint. The Death Prophet,
nice.
so she can have a much lower cooldown on the Exorcism, a lower cooldown on the Rod of Atos, that's 9 seconds now. Your Scepter as well, it's just all-round good item. And Nyx Assassin, he can siege from extreme distance now. Mana burn straight when the Oracle stuns him up. Look at this, he doesn't even have to be in dangerous range, and if he takes any damage, it's so reduced.
He just took 2. And look at that cooldown.
Disgusting. Now another stun comes forward. What are they going to do about the Nyx Assassin sieging with the Serpent wards, which have already put down, takes down the T3. Gyrocopter on the front lines now. These wards, most of them hitting the range barracks there, break the Juice's Lakers, but the Ravage comes in. It does hit a lot of heroes, but it's very defensive. They haven't been able to clear him off with it. Gyrocopter very low. He does have the Agent. Remember, they commit a lot for this. They can bring him down. It might be worth it. They need to bring him down now, though. Moloch very low, saved by the Oracle now with that false promise. The Lincoln's break from the Juices. She swapped right back into the midst of things underneath the Serpent wards. The Sonic Wave comes through, connects on a lot of heroes, but another big stun. GG is just going to be called from the Perilous there. Nothing more they can do against this lineup. They're just too far ahead, Team Enclave. And yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the power of the Death Prophet Shadow Shaman, really. Just cleans out games if you win the laning stage to any kind of extent. So, yeah. I'm unconvinced about the Medusa pick personally, but they definitely had the potential to try and get off a big combo. But as you saw in that last fight, Tide was kind of like forced into a Ravage. Again, they couldn't pick when they wanted to engage, which is a big part, I think, of how they win a team fight. But yeah, good game.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Medusa just got countered pretty hard by the Nyx as well. It was a nice last pick. They found the anti-mage. Like, we were like, don't you want to pick anti-mage? They picked the Medusa thinking, this fight, there's nothing they can really pick. They've picked their mid, well, we banned out the Invoker, so there's no Invoker. PL, they've already got their carry, wouldn't be a good pickup, but forgot about the Nyx Assassin, so good drafting from them, I think.
Yeah, I think it was an out draft, honestly, as well.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I just want to come back to this. It's kind of what you pointed out and what we don't normally see, and for a good reason, is picking up your 2 supports straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It really does open up the potential of the push strat. I think particularly in this patch, you don't want to do it in general because it just like instantly gives away what your lanes are and that you want to run defensive tri lane, etc., etc. So you can sort of prepare for that. But I think the biggest thing in this patch, especially into a Death Prophet Avenge, is just like, well, okay, we're just going to run at you, and there's honestly nothing you can do because you have no wave clear, and that's just the unfortunate state of the meta game at the moment. I think that you just need to prepare for it, otherwise you just get caught out.
Right, so congratulations to Team Enclave. They'll be taking another victory in this Limbo tier. But coming up next will be the Yellow Fellows versus Say Yes to Anime in the Scrub tier. That's at the 8:30, so about 40 minutes. Are you going to be joining me for that one?
Nope, I've got to go, unfortunately.
Okay, fair enough.
I just managed to do the one Friday night cast, and then I've got to go, got to head out.
Are you partying?
No, just going out for dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tame. I'll be back probably in time to watch halfway through the next one or something.
Okay.
Cool. I won't be here for the whole thing. So, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming along. So don't forget to follow Bateman at BatemanDOTA on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Zambrella101. And as always, don't forget to follow BlinkDOTA UK on Twitch and Twitter at BlinkDOTA UK. But yeah, we'll be back in about 40 minutes for some Scrub Dota action.
Cheers, guys.